Welcome back, everybody. Here's our first YouTube video for the semester. I hope this works well for you. Please give me feedback if there's anything I can do, whether the speed I talk or what you want to see on the screen to help out. Anyway, here's how we're going to use Photoshop to clean our drawings. So you're going to say new file, and I want you to go to the print presets, and we're going to choose letter because this is the size of our printer paper. And I want you to choose landscape. So it's the sideways one. And inches is great, 300 DPI, that's fine. And we're going to say create. Give this a second. And what we should see is our usual Photoshop stuff. One quick note, if you ever lose this stuff or any of these toolbars, if you go to Window, Workspace, and say Reset Essentials, that will bring back all of your menus and tools that we're used to. So I've got this, and now I'm going to import my scan. So I'm going to say File, Place Embedded, and this part is just like the other things, our other workflow. And I'm going to find, notice I named it when I saved it, so it's easier to find. Place that, it has to think, there it is. And since the picture that my storyboard template is the same side, I am definitely going to just leave it like that. I'm not going to resize it or anything. So we've got this. And we're going to use Photoshop to clean some things up here. So first of all, we're going to use some of our adjustment layers. And there's different ways to do this, depending on who you see do this, who teaches you. There's several methods to do essentially the same thing, which is to clean these images up so we have nice, clear lines, and eventually even lines that we can turn into vector work for something like Illustrator or Animate. But let's go ahead and start here. I'm going to get right here. So if we see this little icon right here, that means that it is not rasterized. So I might need to just say on the words here, right click, and I'm going to say rasterize layer. And now I can do a lot of things like brushes and erase as I need to. But I'm going to go here, adjustments, and I want, let's go to exposure, see how that looks. And I can bump up the exposure, and right away there it starts to get rid of a lot of those things like those paper artifacts that I don't want. And you can also try some of that stuff. So other corrections might not be so necessary because if we go too far, we're seeing the paper and we don't want to see the paper. We just want this to look like almost like there's no lines there. The next thing here is I'm going to hold shift and select that. So I have both layers selected. I'm going to right click and I'm going to merge those layers. And the reason that I do that is this allows me to now go to my image and adjustments, and I'm going to open up my levels or Control L. And without getting too deep into this one, what we're going to do is we're going to take this little triangle here under the high end here. We're going to drag this down, and this is going to kind of wash out some of those paper artifacts. So it's starting to look really nice and flat. And if I grab down here and drag this up, it should help me get a little darker. You can, of course, go too far and it looks terrible, but there's always going to be kind of a nice happy medium there. I'm going to stop about there. And one other thing you can do here on levels is this one's looking kind of decent, but say around here, around the dog's head here, I'm still seeing some paper artifacts. If I want to kind of even this out even more, select the white eyedropper and click in the darkest white. And you do that, and it should, maybe say Control Z on that. It should help wash things out a little bit more. And say, okay. So now this is looking mostly fine, mostly just plain black and white. My lines are a little dark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually right click on this and I'm going to say lines. I'm going to drag the lines layer to the plus button down here and makes a copy of it. And now this layer I'm going to turn to multiply. And I think this layer I'm going to turn to multiply too. And that right away, well, let's see what happens if I do that. Yeah, it's okay. That gives me an exact copy set on top, and that helps those lines get a little darker. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I feel like my lines, I've got enough to work with here. So now I'm going to again hold shift and click both of those, and I'm going to merge. And now I want to go in and start actually cleaning up some of this drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and hold my whatever to zoom in. I don't like all my extra lines. And it's fine because when we're drawing and sketching, we end up with extra lines. Just remember you can come back and clean it here in Photoshop. So the two things that I'm going to set is I'm going to set a brush to look like my pencil, which means that I'm in my brush, I'm going to set it to almost black, maybe like a really dark gray. And I'm going to set this the size I'll change. Hardness will be 100, size, do that. Another way to check the size of your brush, and I think this works better in this instance, is to use your bracket keys and just click down until it's about the right size as your pen stroke. And that way when you draw, you've got something that looks like that. We could, of course, go and instead of our hard brush like that, you could try something like a dry media brush and use an actual pencil brush. And that might give you a little bit more of a organic stroke with each of yours. I make it a little smaller. Okay. And I'm drawing with a mouse here instead of a stylus or anything fancy. So I'm going to have a really hard time making this look natural, but that's okay for this part. So I've got a brush that's going to look kind of like my original drawing. And then I'm going to set my eraser, and I'll set the opacity and flow at 100 on that. And I'm going to set the hardness on that at 100. And that's going to let me be able to come in and clean out some of these things. So any of those lines that I don't like, some of my guidelines when I was first sketching this out. And you can, of course, get in closer as you need to. Change the size of your brush as you need to. I can do that, and I can push B and come back here, and I can start to draw all that in. And one thing that you're going to find is going to be helpful, especially as we get later on into this, is things like eyes. Try to make sure that they are closed shapes, which means that it's got a line going all the way around part of your line or part of your shape, part of your area, because that's going to let me, That's going to let me select that later so I can fill it in. And you can be as detailed as you want, have fun with this part. But we'll draw out, zoom out a little bit, come back in. We'll go back to my brush. Maybe I want to go a little bit bigger here. Fill that in, fill that. Maybe I don't want to go quite so heavy with it. Feel free to start kind of shading on some stuff. Actually, for shading, I will recommend adding another layer. Put it under your lines, name it shadow. Make sure that your lines layer is set to multiply. And then shadow, start to come in like that. Clean some stuff out, get that. And if you set your brush also to multiply, that's going to let you get darker with each pass. So we get all that, and we can come in. And then just make sure that you're able to keep track of which layer you're on. So this is a time when you'll start to have to get a little bit more used to your hotkeys. So brush is B, eraser is E, and I'm sure there's a hotkey to change layers. This is supposed to be my dog Bo, just so everybody knows. He is a very good boy. He's getting a little old though. Not old, little old. And if you need to do a straight line in Photoshop, click in one spot, hold shift, and click again, and it will draw a nice straight line between them for you. And there's people that are better at this than me that know how to set have some different brush settings so you don't have to keep going back and forth. And we could even have a background layer. So if you want to take something like an actual photograph and put it in here, or even just paint something in. Let's say I'm going to have a nice green background back here. Let's see, let's fix that a little bit. Not Alt Z. Let's say Control Z. Anyway, that's the long and the short of it. You'll do that for all of your drawings. You'll clean out some of those things. But this will let us get some nice cleaner pictures here, and then we'll be able to do more stuff with those drawings a little bit later.